As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. My son has not been convicted of anything, and the jail they make their own rules.
YNW Melly back in court today. His attorney saying the state has not given enough evidence to this point to keep him in jail, but prosecutors say they have proven plenty that shows he needs to remain behind bars.
The judge has finally announced the new YNW Melly release date, and it went viral online. As it would first start when it was shared, a judge gave the Broward Sheriff's Office until December 16th to explain why YNW Melly should not be released from prison. After requesting a 10-day extension, if no explanation is given, YNW Melly will then be released from jail. The extension, however, should never have been granted. As even Boosie said, the feds are doing anything they want with YNW Melly, and there's nothing that he can even do to defend himself.
Now they're putting even more charges on him, and then
when they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh right, yeah.
You know, they waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, they could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. Just don't see how he didn't get a bond after a fucking mistrial.
Yeah.
That made me like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, after a mistrial, that doesn't happen, really.
As YNW Melly's release date was supposed to be December 16th, but this has been Melly's reality for the last 5 years, with the feds doing anything they want to him, which is why it's Melly's mother's turn to now start suing the county jail, just to have her son released for Christmas. Our report would share, YNW Melly sues the Broward Sheriff's Office for cruel treatment and is seeking immediate release from prison. Melly also claims they have not allowed him to see or speak with family in 3 years. As you would also be shared from that interview, YNW Melly's mother paints a disturbing picture of Melly's life in jail, making it sound like he won't last much longer, using it as her defense for Melly to be released from jail by Christmas time. As during that same interview, she ranted over the fact that Melly was granted a mistrial. He essentially beat the case, but he is still left in there. He's also not allowed to use a phone or even look at his own mail.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
As Charleston White reacted to this, sharing that this is what YNW Melly should be living like. He shouldn't be receiving any special treatment just because he's a famous rapper with lots of money. He committed a serious crime and he should be living like it.
Even the YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
This, however, made Melly's mother extremely unhappy. Jamie King would go on revealing that she is absolutely heartbroken for her son. She feels helpless as he's not even being treated like a human inside a jail.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
As while YNW Melly has been going through it inside a jail, so has his mother on the outside. As even Boosie would speak on the stress that Jamie King's been going through throughout YNW Melly's case.
She real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a...
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman.
However, to help out YNW Melly's chances of release by Christmas, his lawyers brought up evidence from the original trial of Melly texting his ex-girlfriend in real time when the crime went down, when he was running away from the men on the street.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shut the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah, he's like, yeah, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're
proving that YNW Melly was being chased by a car with rival street members in it. But also in the Melly trial was prosecutors admitting that there was no firearm even found.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
okay.
As Melly's lawyers are hoping that this is enough to have YNW Melly at least released on house arrest. However, this is when the feds came swooping in. They created a 6-page evidence file explaining why YNW Melly should not be released from jail. You tell me if you would release him after hearing it. Starting out with the most important new piece of evidence, which is what Melly's motive was. YNW Melly was very close with King Von leading into his arrest. A rogue O-Block member recently shared a secret that Melly allegedly told King Von, as Melly was asking King Von for advice on how to handle a situation where your two best friends are coming after you for financial gain.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put there, bro? Walter Bam, I'm like, you sitting up here like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
As the group name YNW is actually a registered LLC business. YNW Melly and Bortland would perform concerts, sell merchandise, do promotions for companies in exchange for money. That money would be funneled into the YNW business bank account. Sack Chaser and Juvie, being a part of YNW alongside Melly and Bortland, thought that all of this money was allegedly split 4 ways. However, they did zero work for it. But if you know anything about King Von's past and how he handled situations, you can likely guess how Von would have told Melly to handle it, as he didn't want to allegedly split the money. This was the missing piece of evidence the prosecutors were missing during the original trial, which is what was the motive. Pair this with the evidence found on Melly's phone, and this is where it gets bad, as he sent a text message hours after the crime, literally just admitting to it.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
But also found on Melly's phone was a saved video from somebody's Facebook Live, where it shows Melly and Bortland's reaction of the crime only 6 hours after it went down.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey, no, still turn, regardless of what happened. You already know.
Showing not even an ounce of sadness for the passing of their two best friends. Knowing how Melly handled it emotionally and the motive, this is when the lead prosecutor would dive deep into the physical evidence of the crime, such as the Jeep that they were driving in. As during the original trial, Sergeant Williams revealed, there is no way this could have been a drive-by, and the person that committed the act had to have been sitting in the back left seat.
Assignment, which is to determine if this is a drive. And my determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here, which is a very good picture to describe it. All of these rounds are done. One is done at a stationary position. The at a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that.
Number, you said 17 outside the car. How many rounds were inside of the car?
3.
And can you exclude the for Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas as coming from outside of the car?
Yes. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that Christopher Thomas, where did that come from?
Driver's side back seat.
No. Is it possible for there to have been 2 inside that car?
No.
Why not?
There is no time.
With Williams revealing the crime must have happened inside of the vehicle during the Melly trial, this is when Juvie's mother went to the stand, sharing who was sitting there.
And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
And is that a yes?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right-hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Jamel.
And Jamel, is that the defendant, Jamel Demons?
Yes, ma'am.
It does seem like a pretty convincing case towards not having Melly released from jail. However, it was all from a corrupt act. You see, when the feds filed their extension on giving reason to why YNW Melly shouldn't be released from jail, they needed a reason to do it. So they ended up targeting YNW Melly's partner, YNW Bortland, who just got thrown into jail, affecting Melly's release date.
Melly's co-defendant, YNW Bortland, was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The warrant continues the alleged witness had been summoned by the legal process to the jury trial of Jamel Demons, aka YNW Melly. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with the witness.
As Bortland's home was raided by the feds and they found insane paperwork that they're using against Bortland and Melly that was stuffed into a suitcase. Bortland showed up to the original Melly trial for one day. In doing so, he ended up drawing out on a piece of paper where all the jurors in Melly's trial were sitting in a description of what they looked like. A report would read, "Here are the images of alleged notes discovered during the home raid of Bortland's home last week as filed into the Broward clerks." As YNW Bortland detailed where certain jurors were sitting with a description of what they looked like. To understand how serious of a crime it is, here's DJ Academics' reaction.
To keep it real, this is sloppy. Bortland, how the f you gonna have the notebook of the jurors in your house? Like, god damn. Holy sh. You know what I mean? Like, brother, like, come the f on. It's like doing a and having the surveillance tape in your DVD player or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like they raid your crib and the surveillance footage of the is in your DVD player. They be like, oh, okay, thank you, brother. This can't be at your crib.
As say YNW Melly was sentenced to life in prison. Portland could have given this piece of paper to serious street members to go out, get revenge for YNW Melly against these jurors. That's why the jurors are not allowed to be shown on camera. But these aren't the only charges that Melly and Portland are facing, as another set of them were just added on.
The state filing 6 new charges against Demmons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
As these were connected to YNW Portland's massive mistake, where Juvie's father would end up exposing how Melly and Portland were witness tampering and what code words they used to make Melly's ex-girlfriend not testify against him in the original trial.
Both Melly, Jamel Demmons, YNW Melly, and Cortland Henry, who is known as YNW Portland, are now charged with witness tampering. It sounds like the prosecutors are saying there was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they're going through extreme measures to try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom and